Cooking Up a Storm, sponsored by West Virginia Northern Community College Culinary Arts Program.
We're cooking up a storm, or should we say we're gobbling up a storm. Gobble, 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 gobble. Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and I wanted to share with you my family's stuffing recipe. I guess technically you could call it dressing, you could call it stuffing. I don't care what you call it. I know it's pretty damn good though. I love this recipe. It's a simple recipe, but it's through my grandparents made this recipe, my parents made the recipe, and I wish you could smell, because what the smell is that's in the kitchen right now is the smell of Thanksgiving. I mean, it's Thanksgiving morning when we get this started. So I'll show you how to make it. Lots of onions, 3 very large onions diced, and you have celery, a whole stalk of celery diced. I break this out. This is an ulu. I got this in Alaska and use it to cut. So sometimes I'll use this to cut the onions and the celery ahead of time. So I do this like the day before Thanksgiving, but this is the one time of the year that I do use the ulu. If you go to Alaska, make sure you get one of these. They're really cool. Really sharp too, so be careful. Don't chop any fingers off. Okay, so we have in here the star of this, which probably makes this unbelievably good. 4 sticks of butter. I didn't say this was low-cal stuffing. 4 sticks of butter. We're going to put all our onions in here, and we're going to put our celery as well in here. So the smell of this sautéing is, again, to me, what Thanksgiving is. It smells, yeah, some people at Christmas time, you know, they smell of like cookies baking. That may be the smell of Christmas to you, but for me, it is the smell of this sautéing in the pan. It is the butter getting with the onions and the celery. I know it's simple. I mean, there's really not too many ingredients in this at all, but it's just the aroma. Ah, oh, Thanksgiving right there. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to get our bread, which I chopped up a day ahead of time as well. I get a giant, 2 giant, not your regular size, but your 2 giant loaves of bread. And then I dice these up into little, you know, about 1-inch squares. I'm not measuring. Some pieces are bigger than others. So that's what I do. I do it a day ahead of time, and I cut it up, and I just put it back into the bag like that. And while that's sautéing your onions and your celery over there, what we're going to do is get this seasoned. And how we get it seasoned is, this is the key ingredient. You know this is for Thanksgiving because it has a turkey on the box. Bell's Seasoning, and it has a turkey on the box. It's hard to get, but this is a poultry seasoning. Oh, smells perfect. So what you want to do is you want to sprinkle this on here and mix it together with your hand, because you want to get it evenly coated on everything. You don't want to just dump the whole box on at once. Now, my grandma made this recipe, and probably her parents as well before that. Then my mom made this stuffing recipe, and then we sort of took over Thanksgiving at our house, and we've been doing it for probably 12 years at least now. And my mom passed this recipe on to us. My wife actually ends up making, you know, I do a lot of the cooking at the house, but Thanksgiving dinner is typically hers. It's the one day that she really cooks a lot, because I end up working a lot in the morning. But I do come home and help. But she gets this ready a lot. And I come in through the door after working News 9 Sunrise in the morning. Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade's on TV. And that's what I smell. I smell the butter, the onions, and the celery. And this is all getting mixed together right here. And this is all going to get incorporated. So there's really just not too many ingredients. As you can see, we got bread, we got celery, we got onions, we got our poultry seasoning, and we got butter. That's it. It's nothing fancy. And I'm just getting everything nice and coated. So our bread, which was like a white color, is now turning more beige or brown, because it has all the seasoning. This is going to give it that great flavor of the stuffing that I grew up with. So easy recipe. I know some people, add cranberries, oysters, all kind of things to their stuffing. And, I've tried some of them, but maybe it's just because I grew up with this, but I love this stuffing. I only eat it, once a year on Thanksgiving. You can make it through the holidays, at Christmas as well, if you're making a turkey, anytime you're making a turkey for that matter. But it's the one time of the year we eat this, and it is delicious. It even heats up well for leftovers the next day. It doesn't dry out a whole lot. So I'm going to continue doing this, and we're going to let that saute a little bit longer. And by the way, we want to make sure that's sauteed until it's translucent. The onions and celery are translucent. So we'll take a little bit, we'll take a little break, and we'll be right back.
I was the first in my family to go to college.
I was looking to switch careers.
I wanted the highest quality, but most affordable option for a degree.
No matter where you are in life, West Virginia Northern Community College can make your dream of a college degree a reality. With over half of our students being first-generation college students and free tuition for many programs, Northern is the right choice for you.
I can go to college. West Virginia Northern Community College. You belong here.
Okay, our veggies have been sauteing in a bath of butter, and I mean literally a bath of butter, because there are 4 sticks of butter that go into this, as I showed you. Man, I need to lift my weights to pick this up. This is a Paula Deen approved recipe there with all that butter. I mean, look at all that. That is all going in here. So now all I'm doing is just adding this to the bread, which I coated evenly with that entire box. And by the way, yeah, I did use an entire box of that Bell poultry seasoning. And now I just mix it together, incorporate it together here. I want to make sure everything gets in there, the bread, the onions, the butter, just mix it up. And then we're going to put it in the oven. I have the oven set, whatever basically you're going to use to cook your bird. Again, if this stuffing is going to go in the bird, you'll put it in the bird at whatever temperature. If you're cooking it like a dressing outside of the bird, and well, you want to cook it basically around 350. What we're going to do is cook it for 350 at 40 minutes, and then that's going to be covered. And then we're going to uncover it for another 20 minutes. Let it cook for another 20 minutes. And what that will do is it will help sort of brown it and give it, so it has a little bit of a bite to it, so it's not very soggy. So you cover it for the first 40 minutes, and then you're going to uncover it for the last 20 minutes. We're going to cover it with some aluminum foil. So everything's just incorporated right here. So I'm just mixing everything together. The goodness, the smell, the aroma of Turkey Day filling the house right now. All I need on is the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and football, and we're ready to go. As I got older, though, I feel like I like Thanksgiving more than any other holiday. I still love, don't get me wrong, Christmas is right up there. They're like sub one, I guess. But Thanksgiving, there's something about Thanksgiving that everyone getting together, the food. So obviously I have more here than would probably go, I have a lot left over. I'll put this in another dish. But if you're going to put some in the bird, you put some of this in the bird as well. Maybe I would have scoop a little bit more in here. One of the traditions we have at our house on Thanksgiving is we go around the table, and we have a kiddie table too, because we can't fit everyone around I think everyone has the kiddie table, right? Although the kids now are getting so grown up. But we go around the table. We used to just start with the kids, but now I make everyone do it, where we basically, got to grab my aluminum foil here, ask what you're thankful for the year. So we all go around and I think it's just like a nice little tradition for Thanksgiving. Everyone lets you know what they're thankful for and what they're blessed with through the year. Okay, so this is going to get covered. May have put a little too much aluminum foil on here, as you can see, but you get the idea. This is going to go in the oven. And what's great about my oven here, I got one of these. Well, you know what? I forgot one thing. I always forget one thing. Now, if you think it needs a little more, I probably should have did that while I was in there. If it's a little dry, you just add like a splash of milk. I'll mix this up. But you just add a splash of milk and that'll help loosen it up a little bit if you feel like it's getting a little too dry. So you just want to add that and mix that in. Again, it'd be a lot easier if I did that over there, but yeah, it doesn't look too dry, so I think we're good. I mean, it's sitting at 4 sticks of butter. How dry could it get? Okay, so no eggs in this, so if you have someone with an egg allergy, you don't even have to worry about that. Side oven, again, this is what's great. It fits in the side oven, so I can have this side stuffing while I have the turkey in the regular oven, and that's covered 40 minutes. It's going to cook, and then we'll uncover it in 20 minutes. After 40 minutes, we'll uncover it and let it cook again for 20 minutes, and we'll be back, and I'll show you what the finishing product looks like. So our stuffing has been in the oven for an hour now. We're going to get it out. Again, at 40 minutes, it was in the oven covered with aluminum foil. And for the last 15 to 20 minutes here, it was not covered. I removed the foil. So there we go. Turn off the oven. And there it is. Now, this is going to be piping hot. But again, this is, to me, Thanksgiving. It's my favorite food, one of my favorite foods on Thanksgiving. I've been eating this ever since probably I was 4 or 5 years old. And it's simple. There's not many ingredients. It's just bread, butter, onions, celery, and that important one, that poultry seasoning. Make sure it's the Bell's one. At least that's what my family says. It has to be the Bell's one, the one with the turkey on the box. Gobble, 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 gobble. Let's see if I could eat this without burning my mouth. This will be I may be gobbling after I put this in my mouth here. Oh, hot. Good. Tastes just like my grandma made it. My mom made it. Now my wife makes it. I think they'll be proud. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and thanks for watching us on Cooking Up a Storm.
Cooking Up a Storm, sponsored by West Virginia Northern Community College Culinary Arts Program.